Let's see who else we got. No, we're gonna bring on some more people for the live because I'm at my wit's end. I feel like I have tried everything.
What's up?
Yo,
How's it
piano.
going? Guest
Whoa, what's
appearance.
good?
How's
What's
it
good?
going?
What's good? Yo, tell everybody your name, where you from, what's the vibe? Tell to my
Dude,
community, what's good?
what's up, you guys? My name is Tiano. I live in Arizona. I'm 31 years old, and I met this awesome individual at the Pop the Balloon show.
That's my
That's how I know him.
guy. Piano like piano.
Tiano like piano. That's me. And here's my mini me. Ah!
Yo, say what's up to my community.
T3, Tiano Anthony Johnson the third. So
The
the
third.
third.
Yo,
What's up?
piano. Tell us, how is your dating life? What is it like? Okay, first of all, tell us about your. If y'all don't remember Tiano from Pop the Balloon, he's basically the one where at the end, like she was like, you got, yeah, I got a kid too, no problem. You got how many kids you got? She said, I got 5 kids. I said,
Five? Ah, man,
cinco, cinco, cinco niños.
Shorty had a starting basketball AAU team.
She already had a team, bro. She already had a team.
Man, that's crazy. Bro, so dating
Yeah.
life for me, look, dating life for me, and I honestly, like I said, when you see the ethical non-monogamy, my question is at what point do people start realizing that a lot of people stay together for mutual financial benefits
Hmm.
more than actual love
Yeah.
these days? These
Yeah.
days, divorce is so high in rates that people stay with each other simply because it's safe. It's the
Yeah.
safer option. There's no work that needs it. People stay at jobs the same time after 5, 7 years because they think time counts
Hmm.
for value when it absolutely doesn't. It
Hmm.
absolutely doesn't. And so I see a lot of relationships that end up just being mutual benefits for the partner, whether it's financial, peace of mind, consistent, convenient sex. A lot of it just ends up being that way. Like dating is so, man, including from the show. I've had so many women who just come into my DM telling me that they know me, that they feel like I'm misunderstood, that these women weren't catching a vibe and an energy and all these things. And I'm just like, well, if you guys are so quick to notice that and say that, then how come all of y'all are single? How come how come
Right.
if y'all got the right answers all the time,
Right.
you notice this and you can say these things like how come you haven't paid attention and take that and applied it to yourself for your own benefit in your relationships? Except you guys want to be on the internet telling other people how to live their lives, what they should be doing. And that's just like no one knows.
I agree.
No one knows, man. Love is tough out here. It's very difficult. I think since the show, I've had a lot more of a rekindling situations pop up. A lot of people who
Hmm.
saw me from the clip, who forgot about me, who came back or, reached
Hmm.
out and said something since then. But the craziest part about it was probably be like, I think my ex-girlfriend bought me a balloon and left it outside my door. And like there's a little note that says I wouldn't have popped. And
That is hilarious. Yo,
so there's
that low
that.
key might be the cutest thing I've ever heard.
That was yeah. Mess around and waste half your life staying with someone, yeah, you used to. Yep, you're used
Yo,
to.
some of these comments are actually pretty interesting. Ruby Natasha Rue says, "Why do you think you're attracting these kinds of people?" I do want to honor that because I do see
Accepting.
life as a mirror, a reflection of me. But am I okay? I'm attracting all these different kinds of people, but I'm attracting them because I feel like that attraction is being based off of a clip that they saw here, maybe a post that they saw there. The people that I run into on the streets and get to have actual conversations with, it's a different game. So to Ruby's point, yeah, I'm attracting this, but it's actually an opportunity for me to test my boundaries, stand firm in my morals and my character, and put myself in a position where I can say no to a lot of different things. That way, when what is for me presents itself, I know what it is.
And that's the bigger issue is that you could sit there and say, are we attracting these people, or are they simply attracted to the light? Because, like, think about it in the
Mm,
situation. We could be a source of light, like a lighthouse or like a street light, and bugs
mm,
are going to gather there because they might see a sense of warmth ahead on your shoulders or direction, and they might be lost souls that are looking for the light, and they might see that in you.
mm,
So, to me, the attraction is going to bring a lot of people. It's about what I do with this light that attracted them that makes me my value as a man. Just because I attract all of this energy doesn't mean I have to accept all of this energy. Now,
yeah.
we get into a place with men where, as women know, you guys have options, regardless if you deem them valuable or not. You know, you have a Rolodex of dicks of options. And for us, as men, they come so far and few in between that guys tend to accept the energy given because you came to us. You
Yeah.
came and wanted the warmth and the love from us. And for our point, it's very difficult to ask a man. That's why the marriage question is so crazy, because that's us choosing. That's us actually definitively picking you out of all
Right.
that has come and decided that we're going to focus our love, energy, and warmth on you. So the
Mm,
idea of dating is like, you would, of course, men are worried about a beautiful woman, but a beautiful woman should attract people. That's what she does. She's beautiful. She's
right.
attractive. Now it's about what she does with that attention and energy
Mm,
is how you know, really, really get to like feel that person, know that person, judge that person, I guess,
right.
based on their love and morals is what they do with that. Because just because I attract broken, hurt, misunderstood people doesn't mean necessarily I take the time to try to use them, teach them, or anything like that. Because if you want a man that's put together, why wouldn't I want a woman? I know we all have work to
Exactly.
do. I know we have work to do together as a couple, but I would at least want someone who's doing the groundwork first and not expecting me to lay down foundation, break, invest, and do all this because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't do men really anything.
Yeah.
Women get credit for doing that. Men, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. And one thing that I noticed about you when I was in your presence was your level of groundedness. And I was grateful for that because you could tell that you weren't someone who could be swayed by criticism or compliments alike. Where is your head and where's your mind when it comes to dating non-monogamously?
Okay, like I said, non-monogamously is we are animals at the root of it. And every other
Mm,
species of animals has sex to procreate and then continue to keep their species. We do it out of pleasure also, as well as doing that. So when I'm running into it, you look at a king, ladies like lions, you like a king, you see a king lion, he has a lot of lionesses in his pack. And so
mm,
it's not a normal thing to be monogamous as far as
mm,
our actual animalistic roots, instinct roots. It's not normal for us to be monogonistic. It's just
mm,
not. And how I feel about that is as a man, there's a reason why we can go out and pregnate, no problem. Where on the woman's side of it, you guys have a period of time in which the body cannot do what it was meant to do because it's already doing that. So with the monogamy, listen, if you can find a person and you want to build with that person, that's up to you. To me, I have a lot of love to give. And if I was to end up in a relationship where it was with two women or anything like that in general, two, three women, whatever, I feel like that relationship would be a lot stronger because of all the assets that are being brought to this relationship, the open communication,
right.
the money, the trust, the less stress. Someone else is there to also handle the stress. If me and this partner are bugging, someone else can probably pick up where we left off. I have a
Mm,
big, you know, thought in my mind about like community. I love hive mentality. So I love people who are
mm,
helping to help make sure that the ship is continuing on its path and its journey. Like you'll know your role as either a right hand or a captain or whatever it is. And I like the fact that we're all on the same boat to try to reach the same path, the same goal, this new land, this uncharted territory. And I feel like you can't do it by yourself. And typical couples these days, power couples, they're barely even doing it themselves and not surviving. But these thruples and these poly relationships seem to just, I mean, regardless if it's not thriving emotionally, they're definitely thriving financially. And so at the end of the day, like, what are you
right.
trying to do to see success? Was it within love? Because you could be broken in love, or y'all could be rich and find love later, I guess. But it's like two
Yeah.
things.
Because what's love really got to do with it?
What's love really got to do with it? Because at the end of the day, like, baby, I love you, but I can't afford, your new whip, your car, and all this other stuff. The
Right.
way the economy works, like, basic monogamy just doesn't even seem realistic these days. And it seems like some a fairy tale. Like, look at all the reality shows we watch. We were just on one. Pop the balloon or find love. That's your option. That's the that's your option. Either get rejected or you found love.
Right.
And I'm like, man, just gee.
Right.
Well, how do you feel? What do you feel
No,
about the monogamous
I
relationships?
I am tired of monogamy. I've tried. Hold on, let me see. Let me get started.
At
Rose.
what point do you say enough is enough? At what point do you say enough is enough for us or for yourself? Because it's never enough for me because anything that is worth being in my life and worth having my energy and my value is priceless. It's hardworking. So like enough is enough. Like to me, and once it's not benefiting me and giving me any more value or progress, it's cut. As an Aquarius, you cut quick without a second
And
thought. My scissors right here.
no, this nigga does not have scissors at his disposal to cut the fat from these unhealthy relationships.
I
Let
will
him
do it.
know. Yeah.
I will do it. Look, listen, I did it with family. I've done it with family. I've done it with like so. If I could do it to own family, blood, people who helped change my diapers growing up, I can easily do it to another female who
Yeah.
has no more value or progress in my life. If you're not trying to help pour into me the way I'm pouring into you, then what's the point?
Right.
We are not. If we're
Right.
not growing, we're not going nowhere.
Right. I'm so with you. I'm so with you. And I am of the belief that if you bring in more people, you're gonna have more resources. I want to hold on,
They
Rose.
said roller dicks.
Y'all know y'all know y'all got y'all kings up here. But I okay. Let me speak on what I think. I think it would behoove everyone involved, especially if they were both bisexual, to have everything they need at the house. For me, the problem that comes with doing polyamory or having multiple relationships is the jealousy and the possessiveness that is prevalent in monogamy, right? I think jealousy and possessiveness it's prevalent in monogamy. You don't sleep with anyone else, I don't sleep with anyone else, and we're
It
gonna
is a huge problem. It's a huge problem in poly relationships as well too. Well, about which partner gets most time, whether or not like like so like think how would you bust that schedule down? Like if you guys are not having threesomes or something like that, how you bust that schedule down? She get cuddles on Tuesday through Thursday. She gets cuddles Thursday through Sunday.
right.
Monday's my day. Like I don't know. Like what do we?
Nah,
So,
I need everybody to enjoy cuddles together. Like they'll be taking care of each other while I'm not there. If one of us has to leave, Rose says
okay,
jealousy is prevalent in any kind of relationship.
that is a
Yes,
fact.
jealousy is normal. Jealousy is normal. It's not about the emotion of jealousy, it's about the actions that are spurred and catalyzed by the jealousy. How many times have you heard people say, "Oh, I was just angry, that's why I did that," or "Oh, I was just jealous, that's why I did that."
Emotion blocks judgment 100%. Emotion blocks
Emotion
your
blocks
mindset.
judgment. And
Like
so people love saying like, "Oh, I want somebody who's emotionally intelligent. I want somebody who's done the work." These emotions don't just automatically leave you once you've done the work. Just because you spent years in therapy, you have healthy relationships doesn't mean that the emotion of jealousy or anger or sadness just leaves you. All that means is you have a concerted understanding of how you're going to respond when these emotions come up. So
100%.
people are looking to be in a relationship where it's like, oh, he doesn't make me jealous, or no, the women who are in my life, they get attention because they attract that type of attention. There's no way that I could live a healthy life if I was jealous every time that my partner was getting attention. And so I'm here to try and figure it out. Hold on, let's see. I love to miss my partner. Said yes. It's about in the what up, homie, in the background. Give it's about individual, regardless of what type of relationship they're in. Yeah.
Send
All
to
right.
me
So we
later,
got a
though.
few more minutes left.
All right.
We got a few more minutes left. I just want to continue to celebrate you because I feel like you don't take any bullshit. Like, you're not entertaining women and people in your life who aren't celebrating you, who aren't
See,
helping
well,
you
yeah,
thrive.
because me as a people pleaser, I've always constantly been like the hype man in the relationship. I've hyped all my girls up. I've literally made it from being the friend zone to the relationship. Love you too later, G. From a relationship, I'll hit you up. I got my kid today. He's gonna be gone in only 3 hours. He'll go to the pool later. Yeah. All right, I got you later, G. Um, so, so basically, like to me, it's just like I've worked hard to try to turn myself into like this attractive individual, to attract women, to be successful, and like women barely miss that. Men don't have a chance to have the options and the fluidness until we get established as men. Until we're established with either career, finances, our own place. There's so many things that we have that guys miss the whole phase and situation. So as we're trying to go from this no attention to a lot of attention to solo just one specific person attention, it's going to be a big process where every single girl I know has seen it forever and almost in every guy that they've got into relationships eyes. These girls, for some reason, you know what it takes to be in a healthy relationship, but why do you see that in every man you give that time to?
Mm,
You're going to set yourself up for failure because you're building expectations off of assumptions. You assume this man is going to change. You assume he's going to know how you want to be loved. You assume he's going to better himself. You're going to assume, and like, ladies, these men are not doing anything different. You guys tell us all the time that we say the same thing. We say the same. You know, at the end of the day, what a man is trying to get from you. And then y'all give us the playbook and get mad that he studies it and runs the guide exactly how y'all left the playbook. I don't want a man. I want a man who takes me seriously, takes me on dates, texts me all the time. We go on 3 or 4 dates. He does exactly that playbook. You let your walls down. He gets the kitty, and he realizes that you're not worth all of the stress and energy and work to stay there longer. So he leaves. But you're mad because what, he achieved a goal? That's what you said. You guys made your pussy the prize, not your heart the prize. Like I've had longer
yeah.
relationships with girls who took me on the first night than girls I had to wait 6 months to have sex with, because after that I'm like, your sensitivity has too much reactivity for me, and I can't seem to be here and take care of you longer in order to just what the receipt. This is what I get. This is my prize, is the sex. Like I like for a woman to takes an interest in the things that I'm doing, because I will take an interest in theirs. I go out of my way to be romantic, to watch the shows you want to watch, to plan the dates, to pay for the dates, to do these things. But like if I'm sitting down, I'm playing a card game with my guys, or I'm doing something like that, and you can't take one time to ask me about my interests or things moving forward, it makes it hard to want to be romantic,
Yeah.
commitment, and all these other things. Women who set the bar, she brought me flowers at work. I was like, shit, I got to get her back. I can't let her do that to me. I can't let
Right.
her bring me. She getting 2
She gonna
bouquets.
out romantic
She
me.
can't romantic me. I'm gonna bring you 2 bouquets and some chocolates and a necklace. I can't let that happen. Like, so women, if you're mad and you're missing that energy from your partner, have you led by example? There's so much stress being the lead. I don't think y'all really want it. That's why it's on men so much. Bumble had to change
Yeah.
its whole approach. Y'all don't even want to talk to us and say hi. What's up? How's it going? Y'all don't want to lead. Y'all want to run shit, but you don't want to lead.
You know, women, and I'm gonna say this to all the women in my life right now. Y'all are confusing as fuck, because, and this is just the nature of women. Once they get something, there's always something more. There's always something more, and men, problematically, are always trying to fill their cup. And so, anytime you get in that dynamic where you have the man trying to do everything that he can to make this woman happy, that's when you've lost, because
Exactly.
women just need a safe space to be themselves. Yes, the romance is nice, the finances are nice, it's nice if you look good, it's nice if the sex is good, but ultimately that's not is what is going to keep a woman around. A woman will only stay around if she feels seen, if she feels safe, and if she feels heard
And secure. Yeah, you said secure,
and
safe,
secure.
secure, all
Right.
those things. Like I said, women don't want men who don't want short men because they don't are not attracted to them. They want men who are bigger than other men. They want to feel protected.
Right.
All women, no matter what size I've felt to come across, they want to feel small.
Mm-hmm.
They want to feel small. They want to feel taken care of. They want to feel heard, like you said, acknowledged, heard. Same thing what we want. Men are so simple. That's why guys can say, I just want you to respect me, respect
Right.
my word, respect my things and something
Right.
like that. To me, it's like, I don't need you to be the funniest to make me laugh. That's a bonus. I don't
Right.
need you to be the hottest to make me come or to get me horny.
Right.
Like, that's not what it is.
Right.
It's about what I feel like I could do with you on pillow talk time. when we're not
Yep.
trying to be sexy, when we're not out in front of the world display, when we're not on the internet, how is the conversation connection I have with this person right then and there? And I saw the comment. I don't stick my dick up in anything. I'm actually really, really the opposite. I actually really like to have connections with people before I do so. My younger side, when I was a DJ and musician, I tried to have a hoe phase, and I kept calling girls after one night stands. I'm not that guy. So, like, I saw the comment. I don't stick my dick up in anything. And I have one son, and I had a son when I was plus 30. So, and I tried to establish my career and everything before I did that. And the girl I have a baby with was my high school sweetheart. She didn't know I existed until I was an adult and got famous on music and other shit. But yes, I've had a crush with the same person since we were in high school. So I've loved and cared about this person for so much. But the last thing I want to say is that I'm sick and tired of y'all settling, and that's everybody. You think that your true love is within the 300 square miles of where you live,
Yeah.
and you don't go outside, and you're mad about the options you pick, but you're the one who has full choice, ladies? Come on now. Y'all have full choice. That's why men can't believe that women are single by choice, because men are not single by choice. we
Yeah,
so
so
it don't hit the same. You guys are interesting. Yo, your comments are crazy.
my community is hilarious, bro. I thought I was
Literally,
funny now. My community is hilarious.
they are
You're
funny.
absolutely right.
See,
I think that
I've
you want to answer.
never had a hoe
Let's
phase.
take it. Let's take these last couple of minutes and answer some of these comments. We got some good ones in here.
Watching Pop the Balloon, I realize why men are staying single. You are right. Thank you. I'm telling you, the ones that they bring on the show, like on one that you saw us on, we were not one of us was backstage talking about we can't wait to. We were trying to take this girl on a date. We did not speak about any of those things that you think. We were actually out there like we're going to keep it simple. We were talking about questions we wanted to ask to help keep these women on their
Weren't
toes to make sure
they
we
all choosing after the show
they
too?
were
We need to
all
have. I'm gonna try and get them. I'm trying to get
Bro,
some on here. They were all
I
choosing
heard
after
people
the show.
switch too. I heard people switch. I heard Rio, Antonio, like when that
Oh,
was somebody
yeah.
else. Bro, I heard that. So I
They
was
was
like,
switching girls in the back after the show. Oh,
I
shit
was
was
like, oh man, I guess
hilarious.
because like to me, like when I walked out, and I like after I watched it back and I saw Nova, I was like, damn, I wish I would have went earlier because Nova would have been
Right,
great. Like it was
right,
crazy. Like so it's
right.
just. But all right, hold on. Set the bar high. Set the bar high and only go for people that add value to your life. Yes, but
Okay,
you
that
don't
is
think you're
true.
using them? You don't think you're using them at that point? Is your bar as high? Are you that high of a value that you can match it, or are you just reaching for the stars? Are you someone that can bring that person's value down, or can you add value to that person that you're reaching for?
That part. And people misrepresent themselves in their own minds. I can't tell you how many fives and sixes I met that swore they were tens.
They all think they
And I'm
tens.
like,
Almost all of them think that they tens or deserve a 10.
it's weird because I don't even think that I'm a 10. Like I'm a solid 8, maybe a 9 on a good day.
8.5.
I'm like
So I'm
a solid 8.5 on maybe a 9 on a good day. But
8.7 on a good day. That's
I'm
it.
comparing myself to other men that I know, other men that I've met, other men that I look up
Normal
to. But
guys, normal life guys, not
right,
superstars. Normal life guys,
exactly,
normal life guys.
exactly. But these women, they've been told that they are X, Y, and Z, so
I am a
they
6
deserve
out of
X,
10.
Y, and Z.
Give yourself more credit, King. He said I'm a
Yo,
6 out of 10. Come on.
yo, I love it. I just want people. I think if people were honest with themselves, they would humble themselves quicker. And this is exactly what you were talking about earlier. Is that and we can end it on this, is that ethical non-monogamy is almost like when people realize who they are in the mirror and they're like, all right, maybe I can't get this guy, maybe I can't get this girl, I'm going to
Settle.
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 But it's not really settling when that's where you should have been in the beginning.
That's where you should have been. Like that's where you should have
you,
been. Like
you
you
should have
should
been you should have been back there in the beginning
you
when,
pull a Steph Curry threes when you know you got Dwayne Wade range. You know what I'm saying? You got Dwayne, but you shoot Steph Curry shots and hoping some of them hit. Like trust me, like I know
like
the feeling.
nah.
Like bro, you
You
know it's
need to
always
get back.
good. It's always good
You need to
talking to
get
you.
back in the gym and you need to reassess what your sexual market value is and be honest with yourself so you
Be
can start to have
honest.
love because love doesn't care what you look like. If you can find someone who respects you, who celebrates you, who honors you, and you guys can build together, have a nice financial life together, do the things that you want to do together, it's better than having a quote unquote 10 by your
Or
side.
and
Because
ladies,
just
it's
like
better
you
than dating
said,
the safe option. I know y'all do
or,
that. It's better than dating a safe option
yeah,
because
because
like them niggas will still cheat on you. So you
they will still cheat on you and you won't treat them right because they're the ones that you quote unquote settle with. So
exactly.
there's a balance to be found here, but it does start with self.
It does.
Get yourself straight, get your own personal assessment right, and then you be able to stand in a relationship with someone who is on your level who you can actually appreciate, as opposed to hating on the guys that you settle with because they're not the Chads and whatevers of the world.
I know, like that's my thing. Like the whole thing with the settle, like people settle, and I'll end it on. This is my last comment. The dating app thing has opened up a whole new world for women to have access to men that they know they have no business access to. So
Yeah,
like girls who are
yeah,
100% or a
that's
six or a
good.
five or a seven, and they know it. Not saying I'm calling y'all up, but you definitely know that you have no business with Daquan, who's 6'7", who just left D1 college, about to go play G League with six abs and like abs all the day. You know you don't date that man. You know he's never gonna
Right,
post you. You know you're never gonna
right,
get the love that you want out of there. And
right.
so, but because you know she on the low and how great she on the low, you feel like one of those men out there will just choose you
Mhm.
and then pick with you. And then all the men who are on your same value, you now overlooked because you got that you shouldn't get noise because you know that if you were at the club, Daquan was not going to come and pick you up and take you back to his table.
And
And I'm not trying to say them.
women think just because they'll have sex with you means they actually like you, and that
We
is
know
just
men will
not
fuck anything. We know men will fuck anything. Like I'm not saying all men, but we know majority of men will legitimately fuck it. If it's a layup,
yeah.
shorty, we shooting shots all day. But if you make it a layup, you can come right up in here and shoot the club up. That nigga will be there. He'll be there in 20 minutes. I'll be off the live right now. Click. Like,
Nigga, even like I ain't ashamed of catch me in a drought or catch me on the wrong day. You might
this
I
in a
might
drought or a wrong day. That's the key. Catch me on the
slide in my
wrong day.
DMs on the wrong day.
That's why I turn my notifications off. I was like, I ain't trying to mess with y'all. I was like, y'all gonna send me on a demon spell, bro. I can't mess with
This is
y'all. Like for real.
terrible. This is terrible.
All right, my guy.
This
It
is
was always a
terrible.
pleasure.
All right.
It's a
Yeah, I
pleasure.
appreciate
I'm
you
gonna take
coming
this kid to
on.
the pool now, but we
Yeah, do
gotta
your
hop on and do this
thing,
again.
man.
Do it like a
All right.
weekly session or something. But appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna tap in with you. I'll be in Phoenix in a couple of weeks, so I'll
Oh
tap in for sure.
yeah, we gotta go get drinks or something. Get all classy and go get drinks and just post that. You know what I'm saying?
For
Keep the
sure. For
content coming and
sure.
stuff. All right, my
All
guy.
right.
Have a blessed day. Take care.
All right. You be
Bye, guys.
safe, man.
Thanks,
Have
comments.
fun.
Thanks, everybody on this page. Thanks,
Peace.
Elom's
Y'all stay.
community.
What's up, Cristiano?
Later, y'all.
Peace, man. My community. Oh shit. Y'all got me out here spilling all my beans. I ain't got no more beans left. My community. Thank you.